so we're back with Mike Peck from Activate, and now we're going to talk more about energy levels, ways to keep your energy levels up, whether it be through caffeine or activity or your diet. So let's see what are the best ways. What do you think, Mike, is the easiest thing anyone can do to improve their energy levels?
Well, I don't know that people are going to agree that it's the easiest thing to do, but regular exercise, getting out and moving. So when we talk about aerobic exercise, we're talking about getting a person's heart rate into a 60 to 80% of their maximum heart rate zone to get the benefits of aerobic exercise. And those are boosting your immune system so you get sick less often, get better faster, raising your good cholesterol, lowering your bad levels of cholesterol, reducing your risk of diabetes. And when we're doing aerobic exercise in that 60 to 80% of our maximum heart rate, we have the release of endorphins. And endorphins help our body cope with stress. They reduce the effects of stress on the body. They put you in a better mood, improve quality of sleep. So exercise does so many things for us that we can't get from any other type of supplement or caffeine or a 5-hour energy or anything like that. So easy to the extent that the type of activities that would get our heart rate into that 60 to 80% zone of our maximum heart rate are simple, easy things. A brisk walk, exercise bike, bicycling, raking the leaves, any washing and waxing the car. Anything you do with enough intensity, and if you can pay attention to your heart rate, and your maximum heart rate is 220 minus your age. You take that number times 0.6 and then take that same number times 0.8, and that's your 60 to 80% range. So if you're paying attention to your heart rate and you know that your maximum range is 100 to 135 and you do something, any type of activity with a heart rate monitor on or a fitness monitor that monitors your heart rate and you're in that 100 to 130 heart range, then that's aerobic exercise and you're getting all those benefits. So that is easy, but it's tough to make ourselves do it 4 to 5 days a week.
Right, you have to make sure you're working hard enough.
Yeah.
And not too hard. Some people work too hard.
So by monitoring the heart rate, you know you're in that zone, and you know when it's time to go a little further and a little faster, because the longer you exercise, the more regular you exercise, your heart rate doesn't go that high with that initial activity because you're in better shape.
And that's where a Fitbit or some sort of tracking device or heart rate monitor comes into play. Okay, so what foods do you think should be included in a daily diet?
Well, like with so many things, most things in moderation are okay, excluding illegal substances, stuff like that. So when I talk with persons about diet, I talk about eating a serving of fruit with each of the meals and a serving of vegetable. And usually talk about limiting carbohydrates and starches, our breads, our pastas, our cereals, our crackers, potatoes, corn, rice, noodles, and carrots. Our starches. We tend to eat too many of those foods and not enough of the fruits and vegetables. So we talk about making sure we're getting a serving of fruits and vegetables, cutting back on carbohydrates and starches, and getting protein. Most diets, when you read about protein amount, they talk about 10 to 35% of your daily calorie intake coming from protein. And some of us who are concerned about red meats and pork and fatty sources of protein might not be getting enough protein. Protein digests slowly, makes you feel full longer, and if it's a leaner source of protein, doesn't contribute a lot to cholesterol on that. So a little more protein is a good idea. So it's kind of a balance. And I talk to a lot of people about having half a cup of fruit, half a cup of vegetable, a half cup combined of carb and starch, and a serving of protein, a piece of meat, fish, or poultry the size of a deck of cards, as making up your meal. And then a protein fiber-based snack mid-morning and mid-afternoon so that you're never hungry is a great way to try and eat.
Okay, so, and I think he would probably agree that water every day, right?
Yep.
Lots of it. What do you think, what are the harmful effects of caffeine?
Caffeine is a very popular drug. It's been around forever. Caffeine is back in favor right now. A lot of research and sources would suggest that a little bit of caffeine can improve alertness, maintain wakefulness. A lot of studies show that it increases the effectiveness of a workout or the intensity of a workout. But back to us being Americans and have grown our serving sizes of everything, an appropriate serving of caffeine is 1 or 2 cups, and a cup is 6 ounces, not the 12 or 14 ounce mugs that we tend to use. So if you drink too much caffeine, and most of us have probably experienced that when we're trying to stay awake and overdo it, you tend to get jittery. It can raise your blood pressure. It increases your heart rate. If you're a person who has a more sensitive heart, you're prone to palpitations. You tend to feel more skipped beats or extra beats. Sometimes it puts you into short runs of really fast heart rate, a little bit of tachycardia. So there's a lot of reasons why we don't want to overdo caffeine. It can cause headaches, although in smaller amounts, it can relieve headaches. So caffeine, like most other things that we can expose ourselves to, a little bit could be appropriate and maybe helpful, but too much tends to have negative effects.
And a cup of coffee is equivalent to 6 ounces, not 8 ounces, right?
Yeah, serving size is 6 ounces. So if you're curious how big your mug is, get a 6 ounce cup and then see how many of those you can put in, or measure how much liquid goes into that cup of coffee you have. If you get your coffee out of a pot that has measurements on it, or a Keurig, set it to 8 ounces and do 1 or 2 of those a day and call it good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you.